This Saturday, tens of thousands of people hit the streets. Wall Street panicked, and Donald Trump just signed the first law of his second term. Let's break down the biggest headlines you need to know, from the hands-off protests to market-shaking tariffs and a controversial new law, the Laken Riley Act. On Saturday, over 1,200 protests erupted across the U.S. The message, hands off, a coordinated pushback against policies from President Trump and Elon Musk. Organized by over 150 activist groups, the rallies targeted federal worker layoffs, agency shutdowns, weakened protections for LGBTQ+ communities and undocumented immigrants. Critics of Trump's agenda say this is the beginning of authoritarian overreach. Civil rights leader Alicia Garza said, "This isn't about left versus right, it's about freedom versus fear." Supporters saw it differently. Former Trump aide Stephen Miller tweeted, "The professional protester class is melting down because Trump is doing what he was elected to do." From coast to coast, the protests weren't just symbolic, they were strategic. With the 2026 midterm elections heating up, the streets are now part of the battleground. This week, Trump's Liberation Day tariff plan triggered one of the worst market weeks since 2020. The Dow down 2,200 points. The S&P 500 off by 6%. Why? Because Trump's tariffs hit autos, tech, raw materials. Critics argue this is economic malpractice. Nobel economist Paul Krugman warned, "These aren't just bad policies, they're dangerous ones." And investors agree. Companies like Ford, Amazon, and Apple all saw significant sell-offs. But supporters, they call this necessary pain. Trump loyalist Peter Navarro said, "This is how you build a sovereign economy. America first doesn't come free." The market may bounce back, but the signal is clear. Investors are spooked, and the pain could trickle down fast. On Thursday, Trump signed the Laken Riley Act, his first official law since returning to office. Named after a Georgia nursing student tragically killed by an undocumented immigrant, the law requires federal authorities to detain undocumented immigrants charged with violent crimes. Pressures sanctuary cities to cooperate with ICE supporters called it common sense. House Speaker Elise Stefanik said, "We are honoring Laken's memory with action, not just words." Critics, however, say it weaponizes tragedy. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez responded, "This law will lead to racial profiling and mass detention. It won't make us safer, just more divided." The emotional power of this bill is real, but so is the political calculus. This is Trump doubling down on immigration as a centerpiece of his 2024 platform. So, are the protests a sign of rising resistance? Will tariffs trigger a recession or a revival? And is the Laken Riley Act about justice or politics? Let's talk about it. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe if you're here for clear, sharp breakdowns. No spin, just smart.